How's it going? B2M, family, dogs, emu, we. Hey, we're camping again. This is the cabin. Let's do a cabin spin. I don't know, should that be the other way? It's like, is that me in my face? Let's do it the other way. Was that better? Look at this great scarf. I tried to show, I uvu'd a little bit while I was making this scarf. And I think, I don't know if like a lot of people do sewing and knitting projects on uvu. I do. Earl does. Look at this great scarf I made Irma. It's crazy long and thick, and has a butterfly on it because she's a butterfly soldier. And we're in a no dogs allowed cabin. Say hi, Emu. Say hi to Emu. Yeah. Whoa. And B2M, I bet you'll like this. Earl owns a stroller now. Let's look at the stroller. Bless you. What kind of stroller do I own? Oh, it doesn't say. It has reflectors. It has buckles for your backpack. Look at that giant. Look at the giant amount of storage down in here, and then here you like totally gear this thing up. That goes in there. This goes in here. Then you can cover it up when it's raining. You got your malt liquor. It dries your jacket off when your jacket's all wet. And you got your work gloves. You could load this thing up with firewood. You got your coffee. What else we got? I know most people play that on computer now. Oh, look at this. Whoa. Far Side of the World, Patrick O'Brien. It's really good. Yeah. Akila's my kid. Oh, look at this. Speaking of alcohol. Have you had this? They're the equivalent of 3 glasses of wine. I think that's hilarious. Look what was in the trash. Look what was in the trash when we arrived. It says red grape wine with natural flavors added. Oh, jeez. That's not ours. I'm almost embarrassed that they're going to clean this place out afterwards. Hold on a second. You stay there, Akila, okay? And so this place has a deck. Oh, you can't really see anything. All right, let's go back inside. Oh, we picked up a ham, and then I'm going to cook it on the stove tonight. Ah, good job, big gerbil. Big gerbil of mine, he's not a dog. I would love to find, and I think Chevy Impala has turned me on to the idea that I could find Mickeys in 40 ounces here in Portland. So thanks, Chevy. I got to go find those. I never did find the Billy D Colt 45. Let's chrome snake it. He's so good at that. Cheers to you, B2M family, Jen Cole. Ah. Let's have a seat. Oh. Oh. I hope you liked that elephant intro I did for you. I thought it was good. I was thinking B2M, of course. Well, I mean, you know the deal. BM for bowel movement, and number 2. I'm going to take a number 2, and the greatest. And the greatest bowel movement in the animal kingdom, it's debatable, but elephants, I think of. And actually, they sell that. They sell that elephant poop, and the zoo makes a good amount of money off it. And I think they sell it to the city. I think a lot of that goes into the rose gardens. Oh, What's the name of the stroller? Let's look at it. I own an even flow stroller. Oh, here's my deal. Here's why. Why do you have a stroller, Earl? That's weird. Because I don't have kids. There are all these walking trails that they're like mostly for bikes. But Irma and I often walk them. And I'm carrying my backpack and stuff like that, and I'm walking on this absolutely smooth trail, and I've got, a lot of stuff on my shoulders. Now I'm not going to have stuff on my shoulders. I'm going to be pushing a baby carriage. Yeah. And I probably won't have an OE sticking out of the top of it, but I might. Actually, for all my efforts to try not to offend people, I do a pretty good job. Of course, actually, I have to admit, don't get me wrong, sometimes I try to offend people. It's true. Sometimes people make me angry, and sometimes I don't handle it right, and I don't say, here's the reason, let's talk about it. Sometimes I don't even want to talk to people. I'm just like, I'm talk to the beard is what I'm like. So we did lots of hiking today. We pretty much, oh gosh, you know what I did? I got hopped up on coffee. I drank probably more coffee than I've ever drank in my entire life. And there's never been a reason not to drink a whole lot of coffee. I've got a pretty good stomach. But I guess I don't anymore, because I was just cranking down this coffee, and my stomach got all wonky, like I started feeling car sick, and I was up all night long, and then I fell asleep after it got light out, which probably, I guess that's around 6. And Irma woke up about 9, and we had a full day's hiking to do, and she took a look at me, and I was like, oh no. And so she ended up letting me sleep till like 11. And then we hiked the whole rest of the day, and which you will see, of course, on YouTube. It was quite awesome. I quite like this place. Did you see the lock on the door there? That's tiny house style. That's how we do it in the tiny house. Oh, so Aquila, I'll show you this. No, don't lick the camera, buddy. Oh gosh, he won't let you see it. Aquila, if you pay a lot of attention to him, he gets really fidgety. And then he wants you to not pay attention to him, and then he just dumps attention on you. Anyway, he has this bump about this big around on his shoulder. And I hadn't noticed it the day before. And I was feeling around on it, and there was like this, like a little bit of a nipple coming off this bump. And I started working it, and I squeezed it a little bit, and he showed no reaction to any kind of pain. And so I started working it, and I worked it off, and it was the most giant tick you could imagine. And if it didn't horrify me so much, I would have filmed it, but I was horrified. So already, that was last night, and already the swelling's gone down on that bump on his shoulder, so hopefully that won't lead to any problems. It was all intact. I even counted its legs. I flipped it over, so it didn't leave any bits of its body in there. I was real gentle with it. But that's freaky. I mean, it's caring for animals, caring for your children, caring for your loved ones. Sometimes you have to do things that are a little bit icky and disturbing. And that was one of the things I had to do. Chick? Yeah, he's a good dog. Though this place is crazy full of deer. And Aquila loves deer. And so we went out, and he didn't know which way to run. I mean, there were deer tracks everywhere. Irma and I saw 2 deer right off the bat. Irma even after a while, if we got used to them, and we're like, let's see what happens. Irma shined her flashlight on the deer, and they're like, thanks. That makes it easy for us to eat the grass. Just keep that flashlight aimed, would you? And we're like, sure. What, buddy? He wants to go outside. There's something underneath the cabin. It's probably raccoons. My first thought was rabbits, but looking around in the snow, I'm thinking raccoons. Oh, we're like, let me get another drink of beer. So our next door neighbors had an airsoft pistol. It was based on a 1911, if you know what that is. Those big handguns. Excuse me. And he has his kids out there firing this 1911 replica air pistol at snowmen, blowing these snowmen away. They're little teeny snowmen on this log. And I mean, there was a baby. There was a baby shooting this gun. And I'm just watching them, and it's kind of mystifying. At one point in time, their baby ran across the street to my van as I was unloading it. Like, he made it to my van, he or she, made it to my van before the parents actually hit the street. Oh, God. And then so they're getting ready to leave. And I'm watching them pack up. I'm not like mad dogging them or anything. I'm not staring at them. I'm not stalking them. But, I notice stuff. And so I notice him start to take his wood to his fire. He has a whole bunch of leftover wood. And he dumps it on the fire. And then they get in their car and they leave. I laugh, but I laugh sometimes so that I don't cry. That the whole idea that, like, I'm going to burn up the rest of this firewood because we're not going to use it anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I like thoughtful people. And you don't have to be thoughtful all the time, but if people try to be thoughtful, that's all I care about. If they were trying to be thoughtful and only they were scoring 1 in 6, I'd still call that a win. Oh, that reminds me when I was all angry about that Dan the Man thing, and OD had said, "Big boy pants for the win." I was a little bit more angry at the time than the situation warranted. I was angry about a lot more things were going on. I dealt with some stuff. That's the thing. You never know what's going on for other people. You don't know what they're dealing with. And I dealt with some stuff that week that was, I almost want to call it unacceptable, but it's some of the things you have to accept when you work for reptilians. And I don't mean my job at all. I mean that there's sometimes you have to do things that just are really unpleasant and leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And then it comes out in other ways. Though it was very similar to what Dan the Man dealt with. That whole, I don't know if you know, someone asked him if he was I can't remember it now. Are you a something in general? Like, are you a dick in general? You got a problem with me, or are you a dick in general? I think was what someone asked him. That kind of question, that win-win kind of question. What bothers me is the provocative nature of it. It's like that's escalation stuff. And ordinarily I'm anti-escalation, but sometimes I'm very, very human, of course. Well, B2M and family, it's lovely to go camping with you again and to ramble about anything that comes to my mind, as you do with friends, and share the cabin with you. Actually, this is kind of how I want to do the ceiling to the tiny house. Look at this. My ceiling to the tiny house right now is the inside of a exterior plywood, so it just looks like plywood. It still has markings from the manufacturer on it, and I always wanted to put paneling on it, but I wasn't sure what the roof was going to do year after year. And now the roof is doing really, really good. It leaked once, and I figured out why it leaked, and I fixed it. That's the great thing about building your own house. So I thought now that I've got the roof figured out, I'll put some paneling across the top, make it look nice. What, baby? Huh? What is it? What is it? What do you want? Oh. He wants to go out and chase deer. Alright, once again, B2M family. Peace out, as always. Peace in and peace out. And I'll see you guys in the tubes.